Buckle up and hold on as we take you for a wild and exciting ride on the road to TransWorld. This is TransWorld Live.
What's going on, you crazy people? How are you?
Chris!
Nicole, how are you?
Oh my God, it's been so long since I've seen you. I hope you're okay.
It has. Oh my gosh, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I've started this new game with myself that I try to beat the clock and share our lives before it starts to let all of our friends know,
I like
we're live. It's happening. We're here.
Wow.
Chris, how is your trans world?
Amazing. I am just excited for the next 3 hours of our recap show. No, I'm just joking about that.
I was like, okay,
I
missed an email. Hang on.
I had the absolute, everyone that we have ever talked to the last 5-6 days, whatever this has been, it's the last week, let's just say that, has had nothing but amazingly, overwhelmingly positive comments and experiences. And since I have left the show floor, our phones have been blowing up with just text messages and Instagram messages and Snapchats and whatever smoke signals to try and say, I don't want this to end. And everybody was exhausted. You get to that point of Saturday night and you're a little exhausted. And then the minute you leave, you don't want it to end. And how about you?
I'm seeing, oh my God, is that Chris? Oh my God, is that Nicole from TransWorld Live? Yes, we did hear that, the whole awesome. We absolutely, seriously, love you all. I just finally did my thank you post. I couldn't stomach doing it yesterday because I couldn't believe we actually had done it. We were actually there. We were actually making it happen and live and in the flesh. So many people. Chris, I think I hugged the entire convention.
Yes.
At least once.
Same.
Yep. Admittedly, I think I sang with half of them.
Same.
And danced with the other half.
And shared a beverage with a lot. And
yes. And some stories and some selfies. And yeah, it was, you know what? I'm going to go with the new word of the season. It was incredible.
I like that, but it doesn't have that ring of amazing.
You're right.
I'm going to embrace it.
Yeah, we're just going to embrace it. It's part of our tagline. We've now been known but wait, there's more. Breaking news, and it's amazing. So those are the taglines officially of TransWorld Live. Thank you to our fans that solidified those.
Maybe for our next T-shirt, those could be taglines on this shirt.
I love it. You got to watch TransWorld Live. They have breaking news. It's amazing. But wait, there's more.
I have never been so happy that Nicole and I got to be in the trenches with all of you, getting just as little of sleep, if not less, hanging out, meeting all of you in person, enjoying this amazing community and experience. See, I got you on the amazing part. See, you said it.
I see it. I hear it. No, Mike, we were kidding. It's going to be amazing. We're going to keep it. It's staying. I got vetoed on my incredible. It doesn't roll off the tongue the same way.
Can I just say, we're seeing so many awesome new people in the chat and people that we just got to see 2 days ago.
Yeah.
This is so cool. Thank you for everybody for being on here. There's a lot of names we don't normally see on our weekly show. So please come back. This is the party and it doesn't have to stop.
Now, big question. Did you guys love the TransWorld Live Lounge? Let us know in the comments how you liked it. How are the chairs? How is the setup? Should it be bigger? Is it not big enough? You know, I'm just kidding. No, it was like packed every single time we walked in there. It was crazy.
It was, I remember talking to Jen and Rich like on Thursday, like midday, just checking in. And they're like, so how's everything going? I said, the booth is mobbed. And people just took every single available spot, sometimes sitting in each other's laps. I mean, it was just wonderful. We had the TVs going, we had promos going. Surprisingly, like the cocktail cart never made it around. I'm sorry, maybe next year.
I think it got like ambushed somewhere else.
But probably by the corn dog people. I don't know where that came,
yeah. I heard the corn dogs were legendary. I did not get one. I'm a little upset about that, but you know, it's all right. It's okay.
Oh.
Yeah. Tater, aren't I supposed to be on? Oh, sorry, Tater. Your invite must have gotten lost in the mail. Just kidding.
Oh my God.
Oh, Sean, you didn't get to spend enough time there. That's okay. It'll be back and bigger than ever before. That's what I'm hearing.
Yes.
Yes. All right. So, Chris, tell me, what was your favorite night? I'm not even going to ask you event. I'm not even going to ask you anything else besides what was your favorite night?
Oh, that's tough. That is really tough.
It could be day as well.
Okay. I don't want to take your answer. I don't want to take your answer. I really, really enjoyed, I mean, because it's kind of old and classic, but for us anyway, I'm going to say Thursday because I don't think that's going to be your choice because I think you have a different choice.
I think it is too.
And I'm going to say Thursday. Here's why. Because I got there Wednesday and we got a chance, and it was definitely the calm before the storm. You know, you got to see a lot of your good friends that were setting up, and we started really getting the wheels. But Thursday, like I may have mentioned when we were on the show floor, that epic moment when the doors open and everybody's wide eyes see the little spider booth and the entire metropolis that has arisen out of nowhere inside the gates of the America Center. It's just beautiful and everyone's excited. And even though they've been waiting, some of those folks that we interviewed were waiting in line for 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
And they didn't care. They were just so excited. We got a chance. You and I had worked the line. Some of the TransWorld Live crew worked the line. We talked to every single person before the gap and thanked them. It was just great. It was our first time that we got a chance to reconnect as a full family. And I'm picking Thursday. And then, of course, we ended at City Museum, which is just epic awesomeness.
I think you had too much fun at the City Museum.
Oh, my gosh. That was.
I think that's why.
You know, it's great. We got to give credit, of course, to DJ Psych Jam and the Basement of the Dead crew. And also credit to Zombie Army because, you know, you could play music all night long, but if nobody's dancing, and those guys like lit up the floor and made sure that everybody was getting out there, and it was a party for the ages.
Yeah. So we are getting reports that people can't hear us. We are going to address it. I'm wondering if somebody from YouTube can comment if they've got sound, because it looks like YouTube might have sound and Facebook might not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. See some of those problems we were reporting before. I know. I'm seeing it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, gotcha. I'm hearing the same. I'm hearing the same.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
So we're going to just keep going with it and just see. Yeah. All right. Robert is saying try the YouTube stream. Yep. It looks like we only have sound on YouTube. That's very weird.
Weird.
Don't love that.
Well, we're fixing it. But Nicole, what was your favorite day, night?
Okay. So I might be partial to, I think Saturday was my ultimate favorite night, but I think that Friday might have taken the cake, really. So we pulled off this incredible, crazy event. Okay, which if you didn't hear, breaking news, there was a problem. But we'll solve it. We got it. And we did. And it was awesome and incredible and amazing. Sorry, the comments are killing me. It's kind of funny hearing Chris's voice and seeing me talking. I mean, we've gotten really close over the last couple.
We have.
Yes, everybody is texting me. No sound, no sound, no sound. Yep.
Same.
I got it. Hold on 1 second. So here we go. So it's Friday night. Also, I got to hit up the Let It Glow party.
Yeah.
Oh, I killed it at the auction. Bought a few things there.
Yes.
Got outbid for Pandora's mini structure, which makes me really sad. And then on top of it, we went out and we did some karaoke as promised.
That I knew you would pick Friday. That was kind of my gut on the whole thing.
Yeah.
Friday was epic. And I want to give
Friday was also crazy in so many ways.
So really for those that didn't know the whole story, and I mean, I'm just going to like give you that 10,000 foot view, and we're going to have a bigger discussion about this. But we, as the TransWorld team, got together and realized that we had one of our acts, the Vampire Circus, was not able to perform for us on Friday night. And so the topic got brought up to the group, and Nicole instantly saved the day by volunteering all of her amazingly talented and intelligent team to put something together.
But also resources, like the resources, just crazy.
And not only did they just pull in a fill-in event, but also it was this like epic masterpiece that apparently everybody really loved. I'm so sad that I didn't get to be there because I was helping with the Let It Glow party, and we'll get to that. But I just want to give you the most credit because none of that would have been possible, and a whole lot of people would have been sitting around in St. Louis bored without this epic event.
It was just a small gamble, like my entire career. Like if it went badly, you all would have never seen me again. That's how kind of it would have gone at that point. Right. It was just a small gamble, but it was a ton of fun and absolutely incredible. And again, so many awesome people. I tried to like tag everybody, and I do want to give that shout out right now. Shout out to Alan Hops and his team at Stilt Beast, and also Dark Hour. Shout out to Jono and our crew at Intrigue, and our people from Frightmare Farms Haunted Scream Park, Jess and Aaron from Reddit Escape Games, but also Timberlords in Redding, California. Shout out to Overlook Creative for stepping up and letting us borrow some cool things. Stiltby Studios for some costuming. Halloween 1031 Concepts, they killed it. Then for makeup, Graffiti FX stepped up and like stayed on the show floor and got a bunch of the makeups done, which was incredible, awesome, and amazing. And then we ended up with having a bunch of extra guest actors that helped us from Dark Hour as well. Who did I miss? Did I miss anybody? I think we got everybody, but if not, I love you all. Thank you. Seriously. So we're working on some technical issues right now. Very weird. We've never had a problem before. So this is new territory all the way around. I know. I feel like I'm like, who's Team Dante crushed it? Yes. I was Team Poe along with some of my other friends, and we didn't do as well, but
that's okay.
It's okay. So, oh my God, Chris, let's do like a quick recap on some of like the really great things that happened from. Hold on one second. Sorry. Everything's frozen on my computer. Maybe it's me. All right. But recap what happened in the TransWorld Live booth, because we had a lot going on there. Sure. We had a lot of announcements happening there. Share.
Absolutely.
You spent more time there than I did.
No, that's definitely like what was funny is many of you got a chance to see Nicole and I together, but it was kind of one of the rarer things over the course of the weekend because
if you got a selfie with the both of us, you won.
Definitely. We got to figure out a prize for you because there was very few times that we were actually together. I think it was maybe Friday that we didn't even see each other. I think we didn't see each other until that night.
I was going to say that night.
Yeah.
We did go to a party together.
Yeah, we did. We did
make it to a party together. And then later on after hours. And then it was, not until like halfway through Saturday. It was just crazy.
Yeah, it really, I mean, honestly, because I know you were getting pulled everywhere, and we obviously are there to take care of all of you fine folks in the booth. So we had a wonderful TransWorld Live lounge. And
wait, Chris, one more shout out. Yes, Sean Finner, I did miss you, and Lindsay. Thank you. Sorry, 100% stepping up, picking up. But Yes, you were wonderful. I'm so sorry.
Agreed.
sorry.
Agreed. No. Tons of love. It made me look at the comments one time. Like
No.
it's just, I feel so excited because we just saw all of you just minutes ago, or, feels like minutes ago, and just bummed that we're not there. Like, can we petition Jen and Rich, who are waiting to get on here? Can we petition that TransWorld becomes like a month-long thing?
Yeah, I think that'd be great. Like it should be
That's
just
no
like
big deal, right?
Yeah, a month-long like music festival, kind of like Frogstock.
That's exactly it. But TransWorld Live, we obviously were there so that if you needed to rest your feet, because it is the biggest show floor in the industry, and you definitely needed to do that. So you got a chance to hang out. You got a chance to watch some of our favorite shows. So Nicole and I put some of our favorite shows up on a TV there so you could watch them, hang out with that. And then, of course, we did promotional items and information for the Legendary Haunt Tour, which we broke that news here a bunch of episodes ago. So you know about those already. We're going to Salem, Massachusetts, the second weekend in November. We're going to Barrett's Haunted Mansion. We're going to Fright Kingdom, and we're going to Haunted Overload, which I think Alan Hops, as we love to quote him, says it's the haunted house that has ever existed, which is pretty awesome. But the breaking news, the really thing that we did, and we saved it for the booth. So those of you that came and visited us, and there were many, and we love you all. We did break that Midwest Haunters Convention will be the second weekend in June, and the pre-show tour starting from the Rosemont Convention Center.
I feel like I need to like drum roll.
Totally. Yes.
All right, quick note. If you reload your feed, they are working. It looks like everything is synced now. Audio's good. Everything's happening. I think all of our viewers just getting on at once crashed the system.
That is.
Okay.
Which is
all right,
awesome
drum roll, please. Tell us where we're going. Pre-show tour.
So we wanted to give you some of the best and epic haunts. We're going to Detroit.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, a round trip ticket right from the Donald E. Stevens Convention Center, right there at Rosemont. Come to one place. We've got you covered. Some coach buses are going to come pick you up. We're going to go to Detroit together. We're going to see Hush. We're going to see Eloise Asylum. And we're going to end with Erebus.
Yeah, we are.
Those are
Detroit Haunt City. Yes,
Tater, 100%.
Detroit Haunt City. I love that.
It's been amazing to see, like, those are three very different attractions, and to see everyone just be so excited, including Detroit Haunters, like our friends from Exit 13, who were just over the moon about that tour.
Shout out to Exit 13, not only winning an award at the Oscars, but like, we're all over the place and like making sure that anything that Chris or I needed, including a hype crowd, they're always there and always available, and nothing but love. And they are usually on here every single week, hyping it up, tagging people. Like, we love them. They're all great.
We even got a chance to celebrate Paul's birthday while we were at TransWorld. So
yes, we did. Yes,
very cool. Thank you guys for your love.
Yes, and they are very excited because that's in their backyard. So
and then
it's gonna be awesome.
The biggest breaking news, of course, because we love to plan, so make sure you get your vacation days in now, is the 2024 dates for TransWorld. Of course, March 7th to 10th.
We're back to March, baby.
Did you notice, Nicole, by the way, that all of our events, our next big 3 events, are all second weekends of the month? Very easy to plan.
I did, because I'm keen to those types of things, which is a little weird, but yes, I did, and it made it very easy to remember. So June, November, and March. 3 more times we're gonna get to see each other in the next 20 or the next 393 days.
There we go.
There we go. Yeah, see, the countdown just starts all over again, guys.
That's right.
Yes. Yes. Oh my God. Getting lots of love. Guys, we do love you. Seriously.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was awesome. It's so great. I can't wait to do it all over again. Really.
Yes.
Like, now I'm like, okay, MHC can't come soon enough. No, breaking news. We're already talking about it. Jen called me this morning. Officially. We're talking about MHC. So on the horizon.
Beautiful. But truthfully, just to piggyback on what Nicole was just saying, like the amount of energy and inspiration that you all bring to us. Like we are beat and we are tired. And then the minute we see you, instantly we forget all about that. And we are yours. I mean, we're just so excited. Thank you for being so awesome. I mean, we love doing this and we want to keep doing it for you every Tuesday because you guys deserve it.
Yeah, no, and Jennifer said, I feel like a little extra time. There will be so much more to see from the vendors next year. I think you're right. I mean, I think that, a lot of people were nervous about February, but holy moly, the vendors showed up. They had tons of stuff, tons of options for sale. I don't know about you guys. There was a lot of money spent, which is great. And actually earlier, I think Brian Budget had said that the temperatures were a little cooler, but the sales were hot. And that is, yes, the vendors killed it, which is awesome. As a vendor myself, same, looking at everything today. And I was like, wow. So they weren't just sitting back looking at all the new stuff. That's really great.
Right.
Yeah. Wow. So Chris, there's more.
There's always more.
I know.
So
Do you
much
want to
more.
bring on some extra faces to our awesome, nice space?
I was so excited when we sat down and we planned this show. I can't imagine another way to do this without all of our favorite people and the people that allow us all to hang out and come together as a family. Would you like to do the honors?
Yes. Drum roll, please. We're going to bring on a special guest right now. See how I do that?
I like it.
Hey!
Chris, did I even get you on that one?
You did. You did. I was not expecting that.
I was waiting to see if it was actually me or not because you guys said you loved me. I didn't think no.
That's amazing.
I even messaged Tater today and he didn't respond. So I figured, okay, maybe he's just, TransWorld hangover.
I didn't get that message, Chris.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yes, very much a TransWorld hangover for sure. I mean, I've got, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I mean, I've got a stack that thick right now of orders that I still have to process.
That's amazing.
That's great news.
Including this one, like right here, that may have one of the TransWorld Live people's names on it.
Oh.
Looking at you, Nicole.
Are you looking at me? Are you looking at me?
I can't help but notice.
Can't stop looking at you.
That the frog stock gods have gifted Nicole a very special tie-dyed mug.
Yeah, did you see that? And I showed up and I represented.
Yeah, and I thought they gifted Chris a very special tie-dyed mug, but I see Chris drinking out of a coffee cup, so maybe he broke his.
Wait, I did not. It's just out of reach here. I'm getting some support. Hang on. Wait. Just like I'll stall.
You have the best production assistants there, Chris.
I do. See, look at it is here.
Yay!
I
didn't
used
realize
it.
You had Thing from the Addams Family to just come over there and drop it.
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
She has a wonderful hand. Yes. But this is, yes, it actually is accompanying me all day as we improve my voice today. So
I love it.
Thank you, Tater. Thank you, Caitlin. Thank you, Nathan. Thank you, Chris. Thanks to everybody on that team.
For the record, you guys are talking about your favorite things. As you know, I've been kind of in a funk, and I for the first 2 days before the show opened, I was hiding in the show offices and trying to get all of the frog stock mugs packaged with the coffees.
It was very impressive. So did you do that green mesh? Like
I did.
That's
I
awesome.
sewed those in the office. I had Megan Seneker sitting there shouting insults at me the entire time that I was taking too long. But it is what it is. And
I have to give you just the message that I did send to you was just like, thank you very much, because as everyone's going crazy and I had walked into the office, I got this wonderful present from you and from Froggies. And it was just like, how thoughtful. And in this little care package was this beautiful, beautiful mug. Hopefully everybody has seen those hanging around, and some coffee. And it was a great pick me up, and a luggage tag and a Froggies
luggage tag that just said your name.
Yeah, which was super cool. Which was super cool.
It was awesome.
But can we talk about our booth this year? I mean, I've got a bunch of. I didn't get to see much of the other show floor, Nicole.
That's okay. We've got a lot of photos and videos for you. I have. I clearly was very busy the entire times doing all the events, getting pulled into the circle of trust and the circle powwow, and saying, okay, what. We had a little thing. Let's figure this out. Let's all sit down and poll these people. Referring to all of these people as the entertainment Illuminati.
The Illuminati is what I thought they were called.
Illuminati.
It was
right.
like
sorry,
the nerdiest. We were all nerds trying to figure out what we can do.
And you killed it. You did it.
We killed it, and I was up there playing it, and I may have cheated in the game, but our team still won.
Yeah.
So.
No, we got to go back to this. So, John LaFlamboy and I have a bone to pick with you. Okay.
Me?
Yes, you could have easily come to the dark side and helped us win, but instead you chose your Froggies team.
Crazy how that works, huh?
Yeah.
The people that pay me, I had to go to. It was weird.
Yeah. No, shout out to Sam. I just saw Sam Willis comment.
Sam Willis.
Around and got a ton of our pictures and extra videos and stuff for TikTok, and also so that I could see the floor and shop to some degree. Yeah. And if you were a vendor and you put up with me on Sunday being like, I'm sorry, I got to write this quick. Like, here's my card. Like, and just like throwing it.
I didn't get that. I got a message the day before that said, I'm coming through at 3:30. Do you have an appointment for me? And I saved my 3:30 time slot and did nothing from 3:30 till about 3:45 when I realized Nicole is not showing up. And somehow she will get the order placed, but it's not going to be at that time.
I'm sorry. I did it on Sunday, though.
You did. And I was even then still like,
I'm still not complete.
19 directions.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I need one of these.
I
think
shout out
to Caitlin for assisting with that order.
Yeah, I think at one point you just gave up that you were going to ever get your order in with me, and you just took Caitlin and walked off.
I did.
Some of the after-hour events, like even the events, the glow party, the dead man's party, the amazing thing, the weird thing that I cheated at on Friday night. What was your favorite after those events? Obviously, we were all hanging out in the Marriott bar.
Oh, Tater, I think I know what you're getting at.
Did anyone else see the elderly man pull out pocket brisket and start deep throating it like he was a penguin eating like fish, like he was just dropping it down his gullet? Or was that just like a hallucinogenic like that I was on for that day?
Tater, I think you had some bad moonshine.
There was a man that pulled out pocket brisket.
I'm going to change my answer, Nicole, because Tater's picture of that moment of what he's describing is my favorite moment of the whole weekend, and I wasn't even there to personally witness it.
Yeah, I want to. Okay, if we're going down that road, mine might have involved a Sharpie.
Yeah. So, let's clarify that a little bit.
There are no pictures of video to ever be shared of that moment.
There was a tradition at TransWorld where they signed my chest with Sharpie. So people assumed that I was just really, really drunk and had my shirt up the entire time, so people can walk on me with Sharpie. And I may have been drinking, but Katie, it's still somewhat on my chest. There was,
yeah, I don't know who initiated it this year, but I heard that there was a lot of that.
Yes, there was a lot.
Shout out to Little Spider for not only like creating a really great booth, but they also had a Sharpie on them when this all started.
Well, then I started using an ink pen, which I thought that's going to be easier to wash off. And then some jerk named Gadget walked around the corner with 4 Sharpies. It was like, what color do you guys want? And the whole mezzanine was like, we got this.
Oh God.
Yeah, Katie used red. There were blue hearts around my nipples in Sharpie that I didn't realize until in the shower the next day. I'm like, oh.
Jennifer and Taylor are definitely celebrities. Absolutely. Yeah. I was handing out signatures. My body part count is now up to, I think I left at 47 by the time the night was done. Some very, very legendary people in the industry wanted to partake as well. So I'll leave them unnameless. Unnameless.
There was also epic beer pong on Saturday night. That the Froggy's Frog owner was putting $100 a game on.
Chris, how did we miss that?
Not only
I don't. We might have seen the beginning and then walked. I think we might have stumbled into that.
Guys, the comments are rolling in, and I think there was a misunderstanding on when we had talked about pocket tacos.
It was brisket.
It was brisket. It was definitely brisket.
Yeah.
And then he also started, if you didn't want to pay the $100 a game, then he would either, depending on if you beat him or if you beat him or he won, give a discount or more of an order total. So if you beat him, then you would get extra 5% off. But if he beat you, he would add 5% to your existing order. So therefore there was like a little, and that could be a tradition every year. If you want a little more of a discount, you better bring your good beer pong team. So
I've been sent a video of the shenanigans that happened after my initial signature. Tater?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There was also the paint the mezzanine green with Spencer Terry and Froggy's Fog. And the chai.
Mountain High Chai.
Thanks to Spencer and Kim and Caitlin and everybody that helped paint the mezzanine green with the green Froggy's cups to make that happen. But I really thought that Froggies, and you guys can disagree, and that's fine. I'll just tell you you're wrong. The frog stock theme was very well received this year.
I agree.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry that every band that we had planned to play canceled. We're working on bringing in better bands next year.
Actually, if you recall, on Saturday night, there was one band that tried to get started, but nobody else wanted to participate. They played 2 songs.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What 2 songs? Freaky and WAP?
No. Those are the warm-up songs. No, actually, Jeff Sousa could help me remember. I think it was Don't Stop Believin' and another one. Actually, we performed multiple times over the weekend. I guess you just weren't there.
Oh, I heard somebody singing down there in the peasant level of the bar.
You mean the performance level, Tater? Performance.
Yes, trying to get on Frogstock. They were like having a sit-in. But at that point, Frogstock already blew their budget on the T-shirts and coffee cups. So.
Oh my gosh. Ay. Tater, you always know how to make sure that when you're on this show, it just goes in a direction that's completely unplanned.
We should probably rein it in a little bit and let's talk about what we're supposed to talk about.
Here's Chris and I on our flight path, ready to go, talking about all the things. Tater's like, ooh, brisket.
Ooh, elderly man and pocket brisket. For the record, there are some memories that are forever scorched in my memory. And watch, like, it was like a penguin eating a fish, and you would like that, and so slide right down. I guess, they say come to the dark side, they have snacks, and that guy looked like he definitely was a Star Wars character, like Darth Sidious or the Emperor, just pocket brisketing it up.
Oh my God, I'm dying. Oh my God, somebody wants to know what the joke is about the lemons.
Oh, I got lemoned.
It's zesty.
There were lots of lemons.
Story.
Kyle Miller.
Yeah.
We had Kyle Miller not only there, all of TransWorld, but we got to put him on the show on Sunday before we departed. Thanks to those that were passing out lemons and stickers. I think our badges got stickered and plenty of lemons everywhere.
There are people walking around that look like they had haunt shirts, but if you look at the design of the haunt shirt, it was definitely just a lemon.
Yep.
Oh, that was Kyle.
Yeah,
Yep.
and they gave me. That's the people that gave me the lemon.
Yes.
Yes. They're like
were-
the official, unofficial lemon brigade, and I love it.
Yeah.
But for those asking, the lemon is the official fruit of TransWorld Live.
Yeah.
We've
Speaking
named it
of
as our own.
which, can we
Prevents curving.
change that? I mean, there's a guy that's always on this show that owns an apple orchard. That would like that change. I'd petition for the change.
All right, so
We did get a
we
petition.
can take it to a vote. Somebody else also suggested peaches.
Yep.
So
Pineapples.
peaches, lemons, apples. I mean, we really could just make a fruit salad at this point. So yeah, if you'd like to take a vote, put an apple or a lemon in the comments for what you think it should be.
Well, and Nicole, you know that group that came over really pushing for the pineapples. So
Oh my gosh, that's right. Okay, so we've
Yep.
got 4 fruits running.
yes.
There's a pineapple, there's apples, not to be confused, pineapple. Okay, pineapples, apples, peaches, and lemons.
There we go.
Drop them in the comments what you want.
For the records, apples hurt more when you throw them at people, so you gotta at least make sure they're paying attention when you throw them.
Hey, stop trying to sour our competition.
I missed that all week.
I know. Hey, that's
Yeah.
not fair, Chris. You can't say apples. Not only do you like him, but your company's named Rotten Apple. It's not fair. Oh,
You know-
Susan's coming in with a pineapple. Oh, gee, somebody just threw in a cherry.
Cherry,
Now
Sam.
it's changed everything. Yeah, it has to have an emoji. I mean, not your comment, but just,
You know,
Help
if
us
you
out.
don't get vote, if here's more
Oh.
pressure. If you don't vote apple, maybe the guy that brings apples from his orchard every year will just stop bringing apples.
Oh, well, maybe. Okay, somebody tell my son he needs to. I'm sorry, guys. I'm getting all sorts of text messages of everybody's skin tags. In addition, but yeah, somebody tell my son because he'll put apples all day long.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we're gonna have to go back and review this. Let's give everybody as much time as they can.
And to take on the official
Fucking
vote.
fruit right there. Lemons, beer, beef jerky, and beer.
Oh my gosh.
Somebody put a potato, and I'm agreeing with that statement too.
Ooh, somebody
Wow.
put lemons and koalas.
This is good.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
bringing the show back to the fold. Yes, the official fruit could also be Canadian chocolate, courtesy of our friend Benito.
I
that.
got some. I didn't get any chocolate. I got hickory sticks, which is my favorite Canadian snack.
Oh, those Arrow bars. If any of our Canadian friends wants to send us a care package, we will take it.
You know
Aren't
what?
there like some shoestring like type of potato chips that you get, Tater?
Yeah, that's what he was talking about.
Oh,
the
that's
hickory
that-
sticks.
That's the
Yeah.
name of them. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
I may
All right.
have-
So bringing it back to the fold.
Yeah.
I think we should add more to this after party, don't you?
We definitely do. The original guests that I was
That I just
wasn't-
We're
hijacked.
supposed to
that-
be on before our commercial break with
They're my favorite people.
They're ours too. Ladies and gentlemen, of course, you know them, you love them. They made it all happen, and they're the reason we're here.
Yeah.
Jen and Rich, how are you guys?
There they are.
There they are.
There they are, live in the flesh and not in a coma, which is amazing. I've
I
not
know.
figured out how they've done this yet.
Listen, I talked to Jen bright and early. She's like, Nicole, how are you doing? And I was like, well, based off of your I'm doing great now. Let's go. What are we doing?
Yeah. Okay, we did it.
Yeah.
All right. You
It
got
happened.
360 days before we have to do it again.
I know that's what Rich said. I am so happy it's over.
Yeah. People are saying you've got to be wiped.
I am.
Yeah.
I'm like so tired that I'm like a spaz. I'm so overtired. But I mean, I have to give kudos for all the haters out there. No disrespect. The show floor was a lot bigger. There were
Yeah.
a lot of vendors. There was a lot of merchandise. Rich did an amazing job.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
Well, and yeah, let's just address that for 1 second. The haters.
Yeah.
There were people apparently like calling and being like, we heard the show floor is not going to be as big, this and that. I don't know where people are getting their information from. Clearly not from TransWorld Live.
No.
I couldn't accomplish all of the show floor in the 4 days that I was there because there was just so much.
It wasn't enough time. It was the biggest show floor anyone has ever seen. That's the biggest comment we've been getting.
I was like, wait, there's more.
Yeah, and we got to give I mean, of course, we got to give a shout out to Jen. The seminars were literally insane. Like her
Yeah.
and Marie and people and Nicole were all involved in that, but like the seminars were literally over the top this
The
year.
seminars are amazing.
People, which is cool about it. The cool thing that when we had an after meeting talking about it was that means there's a lot of new people that were at the show that are getting into the industry, which is great for the vendors in the next so many years to come. We've never seen some seminars had 400 people. It was literally crazy. I mean, that's bigger than some shows out there. There were 400 people in one seminar.
We moved 9 seminar rooms to accommodate more people. I mean, I'm really excited. I'm really happy everyone came out in February. I know there was a little talk and everyone was a little nervous, and the show was a little cold. Moving was definitely free.
Well, that move-in days.
That was good though.
I was about to sacrifice the vendor next to me and just catch his booth on fire so we could all warm up. While
Peter was in the show office folding T-shirts with Caitlin. No one's gonna lie because the show office was really warm. But
The show office was so warm and toasty, and it was perfect and amazing.
I just want to say one thing, and I haven't had a chance to do it, but I want to give a shout out to everyone in our staff. I mean, from Chris to Nicole to Anne Marie, and Tater's our honorary TransWorld.
And wait, and
And
there's
Stephanie.
and there's more.
It's catching up.
Jeremy, he didn't do a whole lot.
Jeremy, the man.
Oh, that's right.
Jeremy didn't do much in my opinion, but Jen, feels like he was
to
a big
Shane
help.
Dabbs, to James O'Hennessy,
James
to Ben
O'Hennessy, yeah.
Armstrong. Woo! I mean, I can't go on and on. The list goes on. Endless phone calls with Mr. Larry Kirshner. I mean, everyone took a part in making this show so great.
Yes.
And Spencer Perry and the association. I want to also thank them too. I mean, everyone just did an amazing job this year. Everyone brought their A game. The booths brought their A game.
Yep.
The buyers brought their A game. We brought our A game.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
no, and on seminars, I want to shout out to these speakers. Like, I mean,
Oh my
listen,
God, yes.
Yeah.
a lot of them are always prepared, but they were prepared to take questions afterwards, and myself
Yes.
included, holding like little courts outside and like
Yeah.
giving additional time to people to answer everybody's questions. There was one seminar. I was out there for 58 minutes, and I was like, "Oh my God, I got to go speak again. I'm so sorry. Follow me into this one if you want to."
No,
Yeah.
You
And I have
know?
to give a shout out to Alan Hobbs because his seminars and some of the ones he picked were over the top
Yeah.
successful. So, and he always is like just right on point with what's, new and hot. So I have to give Alan a huge shout out. So I just want to thank everyone. And I'm blown away by the level of support and the emails and everything we got today, and everyone appreciating all the hard work, because there was a ton. And
That's awesome.
and to Karen Murphy's team and Kelly Carter and all the different people. I could probably go on for the next hour thanking everyone, but I love you all. We wouldn't be where we are today without all of you. Our exhibitor boards, our buyer boards, our interactive escape room board, our interactive entertainment board. Sorry, I'll get out of that habit.
That's
But
okay.
it's everyone. So I'm blown away and touched by help. And I just have to say one thing. When the Vampire Circus went down, which was, I found that out and I almost had a heart attack, but we have.
Did you?
But I have to say, the industry rallied around us and really made an amazing product in 23 hours. In 23 hours,
Yeah.
new entertainment, because it was Friday night and I was figuring it's Friday night. It's cold in St. Louis. We got to make sure we have an option for these people, and they did it. And I just want to thank everyone. I also want to tell people out there who didn't participate in the game that your refunds are coming. They're coming.
Yeah.
I took the whole day starting a refund, but it's going to take me probably till the end of the week because we have 600 refunds. So
Yeah.
it's a little complicated because there's not straight refunds. You have to go in and it's partial refunds. And it's just, I don't know. I never thought I'd be doing this after COVID, but I'm doing it again. So I have to go PSD, but I just,
Because you're great, Jen, and
Yes.
yes. Yes.
And
both
why
of you.
the one thing, I mean, the booth definitely brought their A game, the people that were there, but an extra special shout out to my best friend, Rich, for bringing in the quality of vendors that he brought in this year on
Yes.
the show floor without Rich
Absolutely.
Yes.
busting himself every day of his life to bring in these quality vendors.
Yep.
I
Well,
mean,
I made friend status with Tater. That is amazing.
woo,
I know.
we got
I
there.
got there.
we should celebrate
And Rich,
sometime.
thanks,
Right?
Jeremy. We're doing great tonight, guys.
Like
I have a bunch of apples at my house now too.
the 2-story pumpkin.
Yeah,
That was
pretty
awesome.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Amazing.
bringing up that, what was everybody's favorite product on the floor? Like an individual product that you saw. What was your favorite product? Go ahead, Chris.
Can I go
Go ahead.
first?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I have to go with Boscoyo's dance floor.
That
Now,
was pretty awesome.
it's awesome. I'm sure it could be used for more things than a dance floor, but it was this
It's funny
beautifully.
you should say that. Funny you should say that. MHC James has a surprise for us. He's going to bring something
And there's more.
It's a new innovation that will probably knock your socks off with that floor that he's going to do. It's going to be kind of cool.
Oh.
Something that we currently use in the hunt industry, but he's going to change the way you use it. It's going to be pretty cool. So James is a really smart guy, and I got to be honest with you, the Christmas show wouldn't be what it is without him. He's a very important part of it, and we appreciate everything him and his wife does.
Yeah, that blew me away.
Yes,
that was mine.
Nicole, what was yours? And you can't pick your booth, so.
Oh, okay, well then never mind any more time. No, I'm just kidding. Okay. So we are in a pumpkin theme this year. So I'd love to say like that 2-story pumpkin, but we already covered that. Actually, the thing that I actually loved, and it was like so trivial, and I've showed like everybody because I'm like, oh my God, was the machine that blew smoke rings. Did you guys see that?
You just stole mine. So like that's
No!
It was a fog cannon.
Yes.
He blew a smoke ring across here. And I'm going to be honest, I feel sorry for the lady that was across from that guy because he was being terrorized. And she had, I don't know if she had asthmatic problems. She called me and I went over and had to talk to them and make sure they put in fast dissipating fog in there, which they did. And they were nice. It was kind of, I told them next year, I said, that product's got to be somewhere, where it's shooting against a wall or something, because it wasn't really fair for her. And they were accommodating. They started shooting it in the air, but it was one of the coolest things I ever seen. It basically shot out rings of smoke as if you were smoking and blowing out a ring of it. And the thing was only $450. It like blew me away.
Wait, it was only $450. Hold on, I gotta write that down.
All right. And I apologize. I'd have to look on the floor plan to see what the exhibitor was. But I thought it was one of the coolest products on the floor. It would have been great for queue lines or just having a guy like in a turret where he's like shooting that cannon off, like at your haunt. I thought it was an amazing idea.
It had to be around the 1600 aisle somewhere.
So, Robert, I'm sending you a video
right near Pittsburgh Poster. So like we'd have to, I can look it up. I'll try to pop on the floor and look at that now while we're talking. So I'm not staring down answering text. So everybody knows I'm.
Okay. So my favorite, and I only got to see limited amount. So people don't yell at me for these, but got a shout out to the new vendor that got the best booth award this year, which was Woods of Terror's Taxidermy.
Oh
yeah.
And second follow up is, and this is going to sound stupid, but I'm impressed with those damn color changing candles.
Oh my God, I love them too.
Yeah.
The candles that you light, they have white wax, and then the wax turns red when it's hot, and then when it cools back down, it turns to white. Those things are amazing, and they smell even better than they look.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was Spectre Sense is the name of that company that did the candles. The interesting thing is you didn't really understand what the candle did without seeing a video of it or them lighting one. It actually was cool. Their advertisement was bones to blood and blood to bones. So whenever it was the flame was lit, it would turn red. They did different colors, but the one that they did was it would turn to red, and then when it cooled, it went back to sort of a bone color, bone marrow.
Weren't those two? Wasn't there another company who did the candles too?
So the candle guys there were like the Spectre Candles booth was only interested in like wholesaling for your gift shops and stuff. Yes. But what I did was I went to my friend who has a wholesale group that had a show floor or whatever, had a booth there, and he bought a whole bunch of them and was selling the candles physically there for them.
And what booth was that? Was that a postmortem?
Postmortem had their candles for sale, and they had all 4 colors: the black, white to red, white to green, white to purple.
You have a visitor, Tater.
I have a cat in the background again.
So shout out to Matt. It was Mortal Remains had the fog.
Nice. Good call, Matt. There
it is. Here's the video, guys. Takes a second.
Bring them over towards us next year.
Oh, the sound is going to be awful of me talking. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So this thing was so cool.
It was. Loved walking by that booth. So cool.
Yeah, it's a little hard to see it there, but like it actually blows out a smoke ring, and that ring would float. There's me.
Hey, that's Rich.
Who's that jerk walking through the middle of the video?
I know.
Yeah, it's the guy. The only guy without a black shirt and black pants on.
Right?
See the white group come in.
Yeah, did you see that group of folks?
Yeah,
that
it
had-
was
Yes.
Were they evangelists? Were they a boy
No, they
band?
were
A
the
boy band.
Slash
Tater
Street
boy band.
Boys.
Yeah.
I was like outside the show office. I'm like, what's the deal?
I walk
Yeah.
in and there's just a whole bunch of them, and I'm like, oh gosh, they're gonna like preach to us. There's like
No,
evangelists coming
they
around.
were the Slash Street Boys.
It
It
was
was
It was
awesome.
pretty
It
smart.
was pretty cool.
They stood out like crazy because they were all in white. It was pretty.
Yeah, I loved it.
So yeah,
Can
hit
we-
up Mortal Remains for those cannons if anybody's interested. I couldn't believe when the guy told me they were $450. I just thought it was amazing.
I want the candles.
and
I
then
didn't get the
and then the
candles.
candle is Spectre Candles. He sells wholesale for gift shops. I think they're an amazing product as long as you have either like an iPad showing how they work or some type of. He did have some brochures that showed how they went from one color to another. It was actually really cool.
Can we do another round?
Sure.
Can we-
Sure.
Because
Fine.
I want to give Steph.
Ben didn't get to finish yet, so let her.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I really, and this is maybe not as. I just love the Christmas tree with the alcohol in it. I thought that was so clever.
Yes.
And I have to say, like, who wouldn't want that at their attraction? I just thought it was a winner. I really liked it.
Yeah, that was Dankin. They're actually a Christmas company, and they were pretty bold by putting their booth in the Halloween hall. And the cool part about it was from 2 to 5 p.m. every day, they served free alcohol. And then they had mixed drinks that you could purchase in there from the convention center. So it was actually really cool.
It was a neat.
And rest assured, they're going to be doing it again next year. They
Yay!
very successful show, and they're going to bring some type of bar tree or something next year and do something again. So it was good.
I have one more that was my favorite too. I love the 13th floor booth. I thought it was
Yes.
really awesome.
Good
I thought,
choice.
you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember there was a time period? I don't know if it was like 5 or 10 years ago where everyone started building up and you just walked into the show and it was beautiful. It just reminded me of those days. And I thought it just created such a nice environment.
A lot of comments came from that too. A lot of even vendors were like, man, this looks like the old days when people were building facades and building up and all that stuff. So it's it was really cool to see, that kind of stuff. I mean, Little Spider's booth was amazing.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
With the facade they did. 13th Floors was amazing with the facade they did. And there were several other facades on the floor, but it was neat seeing people build up. Like that pumpkin that was 2 stories high was really cool. Then you had a tree in there that was 65 feet into the air. I mean, that was pretty neat. There was some really, really cool stuff on the floor.
Agreed.
Rich, speaking of next year, we got vendors that signed up next year. Who was the first vendor that returned the contract?
Ooh.
That's a great question. I can't remember who it was, but I remember when they were in the office and I told them they were the first because they were looking at trying to move their space and they turned it in on Friday, actually.
Oh,
Wow.
It was
Good for them.
Thursday and they were doing so well. They came in on Friday morning and put in their contract. So that was kind of neat, seeing that happen, that quickly. But by Sunday, a lot of people turned them in. If you're somebody that didn't turn them in, first right of refusal ends on March 30th. So you're guaranteed your space if you have a contract in by then. We will, clearly send out many emails by then to get that. But we have a stack, like that of contracts already.
And I do have breaking news to Rich, probably the only one that really cares. We're doing 2 booths next year. We're doing the Halloween side and the Christmas side.
Ooh,
God.
breaking news.
that is
I actually
huge.
thought, Christmas is grown so much and so many haunters are jumping into it that I said to Caitlin, I said, you guys really need to figure out a way to display that snow machine somehow. And I thought they would be good to have you guys close to like Shane's booth or something because he does a lot of decor.
We got Nethercraft doing panels, and we got Shane Dabbs making us a 40-foot Yeti that's going to blow snow out of his mouth.
That is
That-
awesome.
Really?
Done.
You heard
today.
it here first.
Breaking news.
Done.
You're going to have
Wow.
an inflatable Yeti done by Santa's Wonderland over there, Shane Dabbs, and he's going to blow snow out of his mouth. And that's
Yeah.
gonna be our
Amazing.
booth.
That's
I love
totally
it.
awesome. You know what's interesting is I couldn't believe how many Christmas guys said they want to buy a booth on the Halloween side next year.
Yeah.
And how many
Yeah.
guys on the Halloween side that want to buy booths on the Christmas side. Courtney from 1031 Studios did so well with his Grinch costume that he is creating a Whoville line and doing some stuff. I don't know if I should have said that, but you know, he's creating a whole line of costumes for the Christmas side. So this is great for our vendors, like that they're getting an opportunity to sell to people that they've never sold to before. And that's kind of the idea when we put the show together, even with adding we started out with the escape room show and we morphed into the interactive entertainment show because, you know, it's a broader spectrum for people to be able to exhibit in. And we're in all these industries together are helping each other. It's cool seeing some of the Christmas guys getting Halloween customers and vice versa.
The only thing I wish that would happen about that Grinch costume is on Saturday, we took the mannequin down, put a live actor in there, and just scared the bejesus out of everybody that walked by.
You have to remind
that would have been great.
That would have been a great idea for him to like switch it up where everybody got used to the costume being there and then he had somebody walk out and like jump at people. That would have been awesome. That's actually a great idea for next year.
And for the record, Courtney, I have a girl named Hannah that was ready to do that and was wondering if anybody was going to notice. And if she'd get banned from the show if she did it. So.
Yeah, and I saw, and not to cut us off here, Nicole, somebody just posted something in the chat, and we'd like to hear from all you guys who your favorite vendor was or what their favorite product was, not vendor. And Deidre actually posted her favorite was Chocolate Treasures.
Oh my God, I love them.
They won the new vendor award. That booth was amazing, and I mean,
it was so cool.
They sell wholesale. It is an amazing gift shop item. I mean, they had knives with Michael Myers' face on them and blood dripping off them.
It's perfect for a haunt.
They had entire femurs in the booth made out of chocolate. Like it was crazy, the stuff that they did. The popcorn I heard tasted amazing. So there's a lot of great gift ideas there since haunts are really expanding and creating gift shops. That's a product that you definitely want to jump onto.
Huge
you
credit.
Just reminded me that was on my list.
I love that. I love that. The kids bought so much from there.
Oh, huge credit to Steph because we were at the booth and she came over with this vial of chocolate teeth, and it was just so awesome.
It was amazing.
Great product.
Yeah, and a shout out to Immortal Mask because they created the mask for that Grinch costume of 1031 Concepts. It's a lot of these vendors work together and do things together to collaborate to make cool stuff. And the Grinch thing's becoming a big deal, in both industries. We're looking at expanding on some of that costuming stuff, maybe bringing in some classes on Santa classes, to teach people how to be Mrs. Claus and Mr. Claus.
And that's thanks to Shane Dabbs at Santa School.
Yes. But Santa School come in and teach you that because those things are important. People, don't understand how you need to be trained to play in costume.
And you can enhance your event by having these people there.
Yeah, we're working on some possibly other classes that some people in the haunt industry. This is what I love about the two industries going together. I talked to someone this week about a Christmas event that they did, and it was their first time Christmas event, and they're a haunt, and they said that they added a lot of immersive entertainment into their Christmas show. We're used to seeing drive-through Christmas shows and things like that. I know Shane does some things and stuff like that, but it was really cool to see a haunt take it to a different level where they added a bunch of actors into their show. And they're actually doing, a theater style show with the lights and things like that. You're going to see some of this stuff go to new levels with the two industries combining. And that was always the goal.
Yeah. Okay. No, it's awesome. It's awesome. Speaking of industries combining, I do want to talk about, so I did seminars for social media and I did one for haunt and I did one for Christmas. And one of the coolest things to me was seeing the amount of people that went to the Christmas one that was like, wait, we need more, and went to the haunt one as well to try to get more information. And actually a couple of times it's been mentioned, and I mean, maybe it was my other seminars, but I know just from talking to these folks and doing follow-ups with these folks that's probably what it's from.
It's 8 o'clock.
The interesting thing that we kind of talked about in that is how much it goes hand in hand and how much that from a whole business perspective, it's a shoe-in fit for each of them. And I think, granted, this is like third, fourth year of doing the combined shows. I think it's starting to click more and more. And I was watching people's buying patterns and knowing certain folks from Christmas that were like, hey, Nicole, I want to get on the ground floor with Halloween. Like, tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Who should I be talking to? And of course, there's me, my big mouth. I'm like, all right, so first you're going to go to this one, and then you're going to go here. And then you're gonna do this. you know?
No,
It's pretty
great.
cool.
It
Yeah, how
works.
it's all combining.
You know,
Yeah.
just you come up and you have an idea on paper, but when you actually see it come to fruition, there's just something awesome about it. You know,
All right,
Rich,
to answer Rich's questions, we're getting Toxic Effects booth, Yuck Mouth from Graffiti Effects, Black Moon Costumes. Those are all favorite. Chaos Effects Animated Gargoyle.
Yeah, they had a really
Yes.
cool booth. Those guys did a good job.
VR Slow Ride.
Yeah.
Headless Costume from 1031. Courtney over there at 1031. Densky Creations.
you hit it.
And a lot of people saying that chocolate. The peanut butter toasts and s'mores and everything about that chocolate.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, somebody didn't get the memo that there was chocolate on the floor. His fat butt would have walked out and got some of it for sure.
I was so sad after I got done buying everything. I went over and she was like, "We have a Ouija board left," and I was
The
like,
Ouija board was really cool, though. I wanted Courtney to get it.
"I
Yeah,
know."
but if
I
you eat that
wanted it
Ouija board,
too.
you're summoning all sorts of spirits
No,
when you side
But
you.
listen, there was a woman next to me that she was like, "I was gonna buy it for my kids," and I was like, "I was gonna buy it for my kids," but I was like, "No, you take it, you got it, like whatever." And I said to him, "I'm like, I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna buy all sorts of stuff. Half of it may or may not be for me, but still."
I think it's going to be a great seller in a store. I just do.
Yeah, I do too.
It's a great impulse buy. It's at a good price point, and it's so cool after, and it's a great take home from a haunted house.
Can I ask the question? And this is probably not a good question to ask here live on the air, but obviously they're
Ask it.
yeah. Let me just go ahead and ask it. What does everybody think some improvements maybe could be made for next year? Because I have one idea in mind, and
Jared, did you take your sock off?
I did.
1 second before we jump into that, I'd like to also, talk about the Christmas side. What were some of your favorite products over there? And I'll go first on that. There were a lot of products that I liked, and I love James's floor. That was one of my favorites. But something that was interesting that I thought really tied the two industries together was Tom Betjord's booth. He has these packages that were $3,500 that got you into the lighting business, where you could do Halloween or Christmas. So it was only $3,500 for one of his kits to start out. And it was a combination of him and Boscoyo Studios working together to come up with these packages. They're regularly $5,000. He sold a ton of them. And what was interesting was how many haunters went over and bought them, because it was a plug and play. Like, it came with everything, the controllers, the core, the lighting, all of it came together, so that it was pretty much a product where you could put it together and it gets you into that realm, and then you could expand on it. And he had both Halloween and Christmas. So of course, Jen and I are jumping on buying one of those.
He's going to be at MHC, we hope.
To start.
For the record, anything Tom Betjord touches is amazing. He's the one behind the viral Stranger Things, Metallica light show, Halloween drone show. That's his house.
And speaking of that, that's his personal house, and he has a lot of drone connections. We tried to do it for this year and it didn't work out. But for next year, we're working on a drone show. We're going to try to put together like a theatrical drone show. It may be a party. It's probably going to have to be outside, because it doesn't work well within the building with all the Wi-Fi and different stuff that goes on in there. So we're working on it. We're trying to figure out something where he's going to help us put on a drone show. And if you haven't had the chance, just Google the guy and go on YouTube and find his videos. There aren't any under 3 million views. Like, he literally is unbelievable with his light show that's coordinated with the drone show. It is something that you won't take your eyes off of for the full 3 minutes of the show.
All right, so we're getting lots of comments on here. I want to tell you what mine was. I had a couple for Christmas, but my absolute favorite was the Red Hot Cocoa Hut, and it was by Light Up the Night Productions. Did you guys see this? It like captured my whole Christmas heart. I was like, I just want that for my front yard. Forget lemonade stands. I want to serve
that was a showstopper. People love that.
That was awesome.
Yes.
That's a good point. That's a good call.
Yeah.
There were so many things that it was amazing.
I think John Eschledge bought one of those. He bought one. He's starting his Christmas show, and that's his centerpiece.
That's awesome.
I love it. It's so cute.
I'm going to say, I see some comments here about new flags at the Marriott. Maybe ones that don't randomly drop from the sky and almost kill me.
All right, that's not a vendor on the floor.
I don't know who said that, but whoever it is.
Taylor.
I think I have to go with besides the dance floor from Buscoyo. I think it was Holly Dynamics that had the light up furniture.
That's
Oh yeah.
That's awesome. That has a variety of uses. So
and I have to say that the Christmas show overall was just beautiful this year.
yes,
I thought everyone brought it on their side, and it was just amazing. When we walked in, I don't know, it had really good energy. There's just a lot of good product, and it felt really
Yeah,
good
and the
feeling.
demo stage we put into a new location, and it actually was well received. We saw a lot more people watching the free demos on there. It was cool, and we'll expand on that for next year too. Those will be some things that we try to enhance. Mato's Designs won the best new exhibitor. He had some amazing stuff in his booth. MK Illuminations won best booth.
They made the tree that looked like a Grinch tree. I like that. I could see that from my booth, and I really like that.
Yeah, people love the spider in their booth. They
I
love the
love
carriage.
the spider. I want the spider.
Yeah, they had some really cool stuff. And then every vendor in there brought their A game. There was amazing stuff in almost every single booth. You can't give an award to everyone, but there were some really, really cool products in there, you know, no matter which booth you went into.
And
oh my God, I love that.
Huge credit. So we did get a chance to hang out, and we did a live stream with ABC's great Christmas Light Fight, who actually on the air with us actually released that they're doing a spin-off, which is going to focus on home haunters called the Great Halloween Fright Fight. So you can go to their website and nominate yourselves and maybe get on TV.
That was really awesome.
So and the next, I mean, as we're still on this subject, the last thing we want to cover is the interactive entertainment.
I vote for Nicole.
Portion of the
I
show.
loved it.
So let's talk about favorite product and the bias, Nicole, that Jen.
I can't help it.
Listen, myself and my team spend as much time as any other vendor to be like, all right, the year's over. What are we bringing? What are we doing? What is it going to look like?
Yeah, your booth did look amazing. It did win best booth award. Premier Scenic won the best first time exhibitor, I think it was. Or
yeah, they had some really cool stuff.
Rodney Gefford, which even though he was from the haunt section, he was in the interactive entertainment show portion of the show. He won best new product, so it was kind of cool. He won the. He had a. Some
UV moss suit, right?
Yeah, moss suit. Yeah, it was amazing. Like the way he had his booth built, where you could walk through and that stuff illuminated. There's like infinite ideas for that stuff. I mean, if you're doing like gel blaster and you're setting up like a glow party or any of that kind of stuff, I was thinking about grabbing one of those suits and wearing it to the glow party because it was so cool.
Very cool. Just reading a lot. Yeah, I mean. Will, just to tell you, shout out to Jono. Jono puts on an amazing game.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, look
shout
at
out to Jono for the Friday night game, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And Saturday.
And Saturday.
Yeah.
Very
the
much
official
so.
one on Saturday.
Yeah, it was Jono and Alan Hops and Marty Parker and everybody working together in a circle.
Yeah.
You should have seen it. It was like a room of geniuses.
It really was. And then there was me just sitting in the background going, yeah, do that.
of the show overall was an amazing addition. We morphed it from the escape room show into the interactive entertainment show, and there was a lot of moving parts in there that really fit into each other. It was cool to see. We color coordinated the floors so that you knew which section of the show you were in. Black Speckle was haunt. There was some haunt mixed in the interactive entertainment show because haunt is so strong within the show that when we sold out of booths there, they jumped on some of the space that was available in the interactive entertainment area. But it was a good area for many things. You got to realize walking the entire floor does help you because there are like haunted products that are in even in the Christmas hall. So you have to really look around. If you went into the dark zone, there were some Christmas products in there. It is mixed around based on where a vendor is at and what he can do. And then obviously the red carpet was the Christmas show. So we broke them up in basically 3 different types of areas that you could see based on the color of the floor you were on. You knew where you were at. And I think we'll continue doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Stop reading.
I can't stop. The messages are
awesome.
coming in. I don't know why when we announce things live, people want to send me.
Everybody wants to know. Yeah,
they're like fans, and I can't leave them be.
Yeah,
Can't leave them be.
Clearly, your favorite food was that corn dog because I've seen tons of messages
Oh my
about
God,
that
everyone
thing.
loved the corn
They
dog.
were in the
Everyone.
Oh, and everybody's talking about the corn dog.
I think it was more popular than sugar fur this year.
I think it was. I think,
so
and
too.
the secret was the corn dogs were only really at the Christmas side concession stand.
In the back, right.
If you did not walk over that way, you did not get a corn dog this year.
You just saw everyone
You
carrying
just saw
them.
everybody else carrying them.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of people eating corn dogs.
Yeah, corn dogs were awesome.
Corn
And
dogs
I didn't have one. I heard about
Went to a live booth eating them.
it.
They were.
Yes.
Shout out to Jen and Rich and the entire TransWorld team for color coding the carpet.
Yes,
so you knew
that
what
was
section
great.
you were in.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Will be
No, there's
said
been
that.
some feedback on like the floor organization. One of which being, can you link similar items together? As a purchaser, I'd like to say
No,
please
don't do that.
And that's a great question
It
for
is a
someone
great
to ask, and I want to give an answer to that. I do a lot of trade shows. I travel around the country and hit a lot of different trade shows, and I look at different things they do. And a lot of trade shows try to pavilionize things. I will tell you that a lot of vendors don't want anything to do with that. So we have to cater to our vendors. I understand it's a better buying experience for you to have 10 mask companies in one area, and we try to do that. So that's kind of what we did here. We kind of made it a haunt section, an interactive entertainment section, and a Christmas section. So we are morphing a little bit in that direction. The problem with it is not every mask guy wants to be next to every mask guy. And you have to understand that from a perspective of, if you have the Cadillac of masks like Immortal Masks and CFX guys that, and Shattered Effects to make high quality masks, or Manus FX, and then you have guys that are making a little lower tier and then a lower tier from there. As you drop down in quality, if they're all in the same aisle, it doesn't work, like that. And some of them just don't want to be in there because they feel like they're going to get lost in the shuffle. Immortal brings in like 700, 800 masks, and like, it's tough for that. And it's like insurance companies. If we throw them all together, sure, it's easy for the buyer, but it's a boring area for most. They hit the insurance last, that's the last thing they look at. It's the most important thing, but they look at it last. And I don't want it to be a dead zone. So we do have to kind of follow, trying to put cool things. And, we strategically try to do that. And the exhibitor gets to choose their spot. I had one guy that booked so late, and he got a booth in the back of the entertainment show, the interactive entertainment show. And he was a mask guy, and he literally killed it. He did unbelievable. So
and to say that though, like, think about it when you're at a grocery store and you have too many options. What do? You walk away from the aisle, or you grab the first available thing, right? And so, and it also gives an opportunity for different people to showcase different things as well. Like where Fright Pops is and where Froggy's was and all of that area. There's a certain movement and pattern to it when you're, at least from a logistical standpoint, as a buyer, being able to be like, wait, hold on, I just saw this over at Fright Props. If I put this with it, with the Froggies, and then add something,
well, it could hurt a vendor too. Like, to your point, it's if you say you're not shopping for masks, or you're not shopping for insurance, and we have a pavilion for that, you're not setting foot in it. And maybe there's this amazing new mask that came that you just completely missed because you decided you weren't buying one this year. So it doesn't help for that perspective.
It makes you walk the floor. Sue Gray's right. It does. It makes you walk the floor.
See everything.
Right. And we try to do, listen, even Larry is like promoted me big time to make pavilions. And like, that's his perspective. Everyone has a perspective of what works best for them. We have to follow what works best for our vendors to sell, and putting them all together. We are trying to put it where it's haunt, interactive entertainment, and Christmas. And sometimes if you wait too long to book your booth, you're going to be in a pavilion that you're not necessarily happy with, but
you know what? That's not a bad thing.
Yeah, look at the guy that did the Christmas tree in the haunt side. He had an amazing show. If he was in Christmas, he'd have been locked down amongst all these Christmas trees, and he might have just been no big deal.
He may not have showcased
right,
as well,
but in the Christmas hall and the Halloween hall, he literally stood out like a sore thumb, and it made him successful. So they get the choice. So it's a great question. But the answer is, it's really based on the exhibitor, what they want to do.
Yeah.
And that's why we went with the color carpet. We tried to make it where predominantly this is going to be haunt. Predominantly this is going to be interactive entertainment.
The colored carpet really helped out when you know, Froggy's is, somebody comes into our booth and says, "Hey, I'm looking for something. You know, oh, I heard about a traveler's cart. Do you know where it's at?" Yeah. Follow the gray carpet to the blue carpet and look for everybody around this stupid traveler's cart, Nicole.
Sorry, it was a hot. I know we
hot
didn't
item there.
anticipate that. We just wanted people to see us, but yes, there's a lot of those going out to some big name places very soon. Yeah.
What's his corner?
Booth number 4.
The only constructive criticism that I will say to Jen and Rich and whoever, some of the seminars need to be longer.
We understand that. Here's the thing, though. There's only so much time in a day, and like these seminars aren't designed to teach you every single thing. It's almost impossible. There's a lot of people that have asked that, and they want an hour and a half and 2 hours, and we have a few that do that. And I swear, every seminar you're in, if it's a good seminar, you never want to leave. You know, and I get that, but it's we have to fit in so many topics that it's extremely tough to add additional time.
But we can pepper a few more in for next year that are a little longer.
We can. I can tell you from the speaker standpoint and trying to convince people to give an hour and a half to 2 hours of their time and to prep that much material and be ready to spend that much time doing that. We used to do that a lot on the interactive side back when it was the escape room side. And those people, not those people, I shouldn't say it like that, but people would get nervous right before and get like, they'd just be like, I can't do it. I just can't do it because the prep time or other things, or they would do it and be like, I don't ever want to speak again.
Well, yeah, attention span is another topic. Like it's tough to sit in a classroom for 2 hours without moving. I mean,
it really is. But you know what? And that's the good thing is, you know, they kind of ushered us out of the classroom and you were able to still have an area there where Nicole had it. And I had some people come up to me from my class, and I know Katie and Japes and everybody in the class too, where we could talk about the Pete things. That's the good thing. My cat with me.
Yeah, seeing some of the topics, it looks like people like to lounge and learn.
Yes.
It's interesting because some people that did videos, they're like, there's all these lounging areas on the floor. They weren't just dead space that we filled with chairs. They were designed for education, free education for people in those specific areas. The TransWorld Live booth was designed to network and to get together with, like minds and talk about things. And we literally had some amazing things going on in there. We even had a baby in there at one point that we had to remove from the floor. So it's kind of fun.
Was there 2 babies, Chris, or was
there was somebody?
Well, check this.
Wait, on TikTok, there's an entire thing about all the babies at TransWorld, the fake babies.
So this is I take this over her shoulder, right? So security comes over. And literally, that's the picture of the baby. I know you can't see it with the glare here. I'm going to try to do that. But it is fake. And
fake baby.
It's like an 8-pound baby, but
I'm blowing kisses to Tyler.
For the record, Chris tried to have somebody removed with a fake baby because he thought it was real.
There you go.
The highlight.
There you go.
Yeah, there it was. It was Charlene.
Oh, Charlene was in the picture.
And now you know why security escorted you out. It was Chris, the guy that can't use the colored mug.
Yeah, and I mean, when we were talking back again about pavilionizing everything or putting like businesses together, Taylor from Graffiti FX made a good point. Sometimes when you stick all the makeup guys next to each other, we do have a makeup row, and the ones that want to do that are in there. But like sometimes when you move out on your own, like Graffiti FX does, or RCFX in their own area, they have more opportunities to network with other vendors, and they can work together. Like a mask guy may need some color palettes from another, from the makeup, company. So there's a lot of opportunities there whenever you're mixing this stuff in.
Yeah. So some people have talked about apps on the phone.
Shot to hallucination.
I know we did this one time for the escape room side of things, and one of the drawbacks is that TransWorld is a very big show, and having people download all of that information on their phone has been part. But is there any other comments that you guys want to add on that?
Can I suggest something to Jen and Rich?
Sure.
And this probably should be a text, but giant stickers of the vendor show floor on the carpeting, so they can walk in, they can look down and say, okay, the vendors' names, like you're seeing them do it on Apple, Rich.
Yeah, I'll answer that one for you. So,
No vendor's going to want to pay for
no,
that.
no one's going to want to pay for that because the amount of money. So you're not allowed to apply that stuff yourself. It would,
Or take it up yourself.
or take it up yourself, and it has to be special types of stickers to go down, and the union would have to handle that. So the price would be literally outrageous.
Never mind.
It's
Cancel that.
something. It's a great idea, but it's something that would have worked.
Outdoor Decor did that this year.
Yeah,
But
like
you
they
pay for it.
you pay for it, and it's expensive. I don't suggest it. It is an interesting idea, but it's extremely expensive to do that. What was cool this year, and we changed where we laid them out.
Map.
Morbid Entertainment takes advantage of it, is our map where you can, there's only a limited number of sponsorships on there. I think it's like 10 or so, where you are highlighted on the maps for our customers that are our buyers that are coming in to be able to see where every vendor is. So we put an alphabetical order list, and the vendors that purchased that sponsorship were highlighted, and they basically had I think I have a picture of it on my phone, and I'll pull that
We
up.
had it in 2 places. One place was
Well, it was actually in
United
more
Step
than
and
2
Repeat.
places.
There was multiple places. Yeah.
4 places that we had it, and we had 2 big giant step and repeats, and then we had some other ones that were done on that core. What do they call that stuff?
Coroplast.
Coroplast. Yeah, we had them done on that. So we had one there to the show office. We had one right where the step and repeat was the previous year, and that one was literally looked at every single day. So it was kind of cool to see that folks were looking at it, that was helping them be able to come in and say, hey, I'm looking for, Froggy's Fog. Where do I find it? That was very helpful for them to be able to locate that so simply, by looking on that. And then the guys that decided to do that sponsorship were highlighted. So I'm digging through my phone.
Yeah, I know when one time I was in the show office, there was a vendor that came in and said, how do we get our booth highlighted in a color?
Yeah. It's a great
Jen, I gave it to Jen. So
yeah. Great
Well,
sponsorship.
call me if you're interested.
Yeah.
Right
totally.
now, we're still renewing everyone's sponsorship from last year because everyone has the right of first refusal for their sponsorship.
Yeah.
So let me know if you still want to keep it, or if you're interested in possibly getting sponsorship. Now would be a good time to talk about it.
Yes. Trying to find that map.
Hang on, I'm sending it to Robert right now.
You have a picture of
Yeah,
it?
she drew it.
I was gonna say I don't know who pulled that map.
Oh, you made it. That's right. You actually made the map.
We have to give a shout out to Nicole. She did an amazing job.
She put a napkin in the middle of the Marriott bar.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Robert will have a photo of it here shortly, and he can put a picture of that up. But that was very helpful. Like we've seen that at other shows and stuff, and it was nice to be able to locate somebody. Our show, we're very fortunate. It has expanded so much over the last 3 or 4 years, and it's gotten to a point where it's very hard to locate a lot of these vendors and know where they're at. So that was very helpful. And the vendors that did take advantage of it, it was nice because their booths were highlighted, with their logos and stuff on their booths sticking out up and over their space.
So let me know if anyone wants to be part of that for next year.
To answer Matt Herzog's question, I saw it come through. It'd be cool if hunt owners could get an hour in, or get in an hour early, or stay an hour later and do the buying without the 20,000 people standing around. I didn't see Matt. He was one of a big customer of mine. So
I'm happy to answer that for Matt. We tried that in the past.
We did try that.
It didn't work. Half the vendors didn't show up, and not many attendees came either.
But they can make appointments.
Yeah,
so
if you wanna make a specific appointment with certain vendors and stuff, you can work that out with me. If you're an owner and you're looking to see certain companies and things like that, we can work that out. I can tell you I can't make any appointments before Thursday after the show opens, because we want to try to keep it as fair as possible for everyone to get in. But Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, if you're looking to get in early and you're a physical owner and you want to see certain companies and make appointments, and I can verify those appointments, we will escort you on the floor early to be able to make those conversations and make business. We want to try to help any of our vendors. And that goes out for a vendor as well. If they have a specific appointment for a certain buyer that they're bringing into their booth, we try to accommodate that as best we can.
some people do it already. So if you do,
And look, if somebody reaches out and says, hey, I want to talk to Froggy's Fog, Rich will say absolutely and connect them. So what I suggest is that way, Matt, you go and you look at the vendors and you say, okay, these are the ones I want to see, and let's make an appointment on each you know.
Yeah,
Right.
we just need a verified appointment because we don't want to turn it around and make it to where it's like, hey, I got an appointment and I just want to get on the floor early. We can't.
Or like Nicole texting and being like, "Hey Tater, I'm going to meet you at 3:30."
Yeah, hey Tater, I'm going to meet you at 3:30 and then never show up.
Yeah.
Right.
Matt, your shot with me was at 3:30 on Saturday. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. So showing now is the show floor map. And is the map available as a PDF? It was. There was also QR codes for these. There was a lot of QR codes out there this year. People were talking about the directory that was on there. A lot of that stuff is available. I know there's a lot of signage, but just make sure you're reading that stuff. In addition, there was a lot of people that took advantage of the fact that both Chris and I are right here and sent us messages and was like, hey, what do I do for this? Hey, what do I do for that? Also, both myself, Chris, Jen, and Rich are really great resources when it comes to things that you need in the industry. There were a couple of people that reached out beforehand that wanted certain things or wanted to make sure they got certain things. And we just simply sent an email and made a connection.
That's exactly it. And the TransWorld Live booth also functioned as an additional help center.
Yes.
So if you had questions, if you needed help, people were coming all the time. So not only were we answering, but also emails and things like that. But you knew you had a resource right there in the middle of the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Somebody's suggestion was to mark the corn dogs with an X, and that defeats the purpose of hiding the corn dogs every year. The purpose of hiding the corn dogs is to get you to look at the entire show floor.
Yeah.
To find the corn dogs.
The interesting thing is, we didn't give this out to attendees, but all the exhibitors actually got a map of where the food was. It was in their kits. Well, half of them probably didn't look at it, but there was a map and a listing of where what foods were available on the floor and where they were located.
And we can also try to have more of those printed and put in the registration area for people.
Yeah, if people are interested, or what we may do is maybe we'll just have it made in advance and do the QR code thing is much easier for everyone because people lose all that stuff, and maybe we could add that as part of the kit in the future. It's a good idea that we may be able to do that. Add where that what foods are going to be where, so when you are on the floor, I know it's tough and the offerings aren't the greatest at a convention center, but it's nice to know where you can find things.
Hot tip from my team was getting people's orders, whoever was on for lunch, getting people's orders and running around to each of the food vendors beforehand and saying, hey, at 12 o'clock, can I pick up this? Hey, at 12 o'clock, can I pick up this? And they were the next people that were going in to relieve somebody, and they just brought them their lunch. And all of those food vendors were accommodating of those.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now,
yeah.
Haley, we want to bring that up. Obviously, Jen and Nicole and a whole lot of people worked on the Haunt Angels board, which was very well received. Yes. I actually shot some pictures over to Robert here, and hopefully we'll be able to show these. I would say, yeah, there we go. I would say, we filled every single space on that board. We need at least a second board or a bigger board.
We'll get a bigger board. And part of that is Bennett's curse. When Bennett had lost both his parents this year, and we had talked about a way to honor them. And then we looked at the bigger picture of a way we could honor everyone who's lost a loved one. So I really love that. That's something we're definitely going to bring back. I'd like to bring it to every show we do. I'd like to bring it to Midwest as well. I think it's such a nice, important aspect of the show. So that was something we'd like to continue on.
When we accepted pictures, our entire team wanted to learn more. We asked questions about every situation and wanted to learn more about the life of each one of those people. So we were celebrating them while we were putting them on the board. And what an impact. What an impact. Great ideas to Jen and Bennett and Nicole and everybody.
Yeah. No, it was awesome all the way around. One of the other kind of like switch gears on this, I don't know how else to say it, but the tribute store. This is actually, somebody gave a very touching story about one of the items at the tribute store that they were actually bringing it to their fallen haunter's grave, which I thought was so amazing and just like hit my heartstrings. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's just so wonderful all the way around. And to switch gears a little bit on that, with the tribute store, holy crap, there was a line every day. What, Tater, what's your hands? What's wrong? What happened?
I couldn't get in the tribute store. It was too long of a line. I couldn't get my tribute store items. Everything sold out immediately. I don't know. I
got a few. This is just one of them that made it down to the office already. Considering like none of my other stuff.
Just rub it in that I have 2 of those, and I do not have that one. Thanks, Nicole.
Credit to
Yes,
Meg and Remy. That line was always filled at least 3 times a day, and they were working
Yeah.
hard.
No, they did
Yeah.
a good job, and Tommy Clancy helped out as well.
Yes, Tommy. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Creative Visions for creating the facade.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It looked unbelievable for the store.
They really did. And those tribute store items, thank you to the vendors that,
Yeah.
you know, Ghost Ride and Toxic and
Yeah.
Burnett.
That quite literally fit them into their very busy production schedules and rocked them all the way.
Yeah, I love that. That's something we're going to bring back year after year. I just think it's such a great addition to the show.
RCFX with their vampire blood and all of that. I don't think there was an item left in the store.
No.
Like the limited edition items were usually gone that hour or the day of the item's release.
Yeah, no, that's true. I love it. I love doing it. You know, if anyone out there wants to be a part of the tribute store next year, you know, just send me an email.
Let us know sooner than later.
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know.
it's great. But you know, we may end up doing it 3 times a day. You know, Meg may kill me if I say that, but
Janet was 3 times a day this week.
Mike's doing it 9 times a day.
Yeah, right?
Every hour. Every hour.
Oh, you're right.
Well, and that's one of the things earlier commenting, people are saying about t-shirts and sweatshirts, ordering more. Jen, you do a huge order for that stuff. They just fly off the shelves.
I literally walked into that back room and saw the 2 ladies that were just folding sweatshirts and t-shirts and everything, rolling them. I could not believe the amount of clothing items that were in that back room the first 2 days, and then the nothing that was left after.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Chad did an amazing job with his design this year. I think we can all attest to that. It was amazing. I think for next year, we're going to have to, you know, increase our orders. Every year I'm increasing it significantly, but there is to a lot of people, they say, you buy enough. There is a lot of merchandise.
Yeah.
It goes fast. I promise you guys.
It does. And if anybody in the clothing business, it's very tough to order the right amount for that stuff. And because it's dated and after the show ends, sure, some people want to buy it after. Your cat's doing like tailspins behind you, Tater.
Yeah, Tater, at this point, your cat's just still in the
It's
show.
okay. That's just that he's just really high wired right now. I don't know.
You're on your flask back there behind you. I mean,
literally sitting and laying down the entire time I was trying to put in order, laying on the papers, and now he's just got a rambunctious side of him. So enjoy the cat chasing his own tail.
back to the clothing.
American Funniest Home Videos with that cat.
Back to the clothing. It's a very difficult thing to do. I used to own a retail store, and we lost more money on clothing than anything we did because you would order the seat. It was a sort of like a sporting goods store. I'm from the paintball industry, and we would order all the new uniforms for each year. And I would sell a significant amount of them, but I got stuck with so many at the end of every season because there was 30 different styles, and it became a huge problem. And you ended up not making a whole lot of money on clothing. And that's the tough part about it. So we never know the exact numbers and sizes and everything to get, you know, so that we can move that stuff, because if you get stuck with it at the end of the show, it's really tough.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why that's tough. Sometimes it's good to try to get there early and grab your clothing, because the sizes do run out pretty quickly.
So we're excited, though, that we're excited for next year. We're already starting the planning process. So we just really want to thank everyone for just supporting the show. I mean, it's a labor of love. We literally work nonstop on the show. And I'm just really appreciative to the industry. I mean, you guys supported us through COVID, which is really, really tough. And I feel like we've come out on the other side bigger and better. So, and I believe it's because of all of you. I mean, I really, really believe that. And I want to thank everyone for being there for us, you know, the vendors and the buyers and everyone. So thank you guys. And we really do love you. I feel like it really is a family. I really, really felt that way when everything fell apart. Registration opened at 12 o'clock on Wednesday. And at 12:10, Stephanie called me. The line for the VIPs like wrapped around. I was working the desk, and she said, Vampire Circus canceled. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't get away from the desk fast enough to try to figure out what to do. But everyone was in the show office within 10 minutes trying to come up and brainstorm with ideas. And I'm really touched by that. The outpouring of caring about this industry to make it right for everyone is just, it's overwhelming. So thank you guys.
Alan would like to add that he has class ideas for next year, and Caitlin would like to add
Yes.
that if you didn't get a TransWorld Live or a TransWorld shirt, that Frog Stock shirts are still in stock and on the website for free shipping.
Huh? Yeah, we got ours.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and somebody posted a comment about asking if they could pre-order the shirts. I had some people text me in advance, and I grabbed shirts for them. I mean, I don't mind doing that for folks. I'll probably try to put something together where you can order them in advance and we can pull them for you. I mean, they would have to be paid in full, because if we take orders and, you know, we're going to set them aside, we definitely would have to be paid for them in case, you know, somebody doesn't show up. We'll work on something like that.
Well,
it's not a bad
We
idea.
could do that when we're about to place the order.
Yeah.
Chad shows the design.
Yeah, like
before we
weeks
place
in
the order.
advance, we might be able to
could
do
some
that,
pre-sales.
where we offer some pre-sales and things like that, where you can place your order and pay for it. You know, we'll work on something like that. Someone else did pose a question that I wanted to bring up that was an exhibitor. Some of our exhibitors don't get the opportunity to shop because they are overwhelmed at our show. And they wanted to know if we would work on something to allow them to shop at least a day, maybe early or something like that. That's something we will look into for next year. Maybe we have an hour before on a certain day where they're able. It would probably be on Friday or something like that, where we do from 8 to 10 or whatever. Some exhibitors may not show up, but it would give an opportunity, as long as people are aware that the exhibitors are coming in to shop from each other, because they do miss out on buying a lot of products. And there are a significant number of exhibitors that own haunts and that exhibit with us, or ones that work in haunts. So it would give them an opportunity. We do look into things like that and suggestions. Don't be afraid to reach out to us and ask us things. We definitely try to do that. So
We like the good, the bad, and ugly. We want to know it all.
Yeah.
So we can make improvements for next year.
I just want to shoot a shout out to everybody on the panel here. Nicole, Chris, Jen, Rich, TransWorld staff, everybody that walked up, respected the wishes that I put on Facebook, gave me a silent hug or a pat on the back. You know, you saw me breaking down sometimes. I thank you for just letting me know that you are all there for me.
We always
love
are.
you, Tater.
Love you, buddy. Love you, buddy.
And they just lost sound, so nobody ever heard any of that. So it's great.
No,
No.
we heard you.
Yes, we love you.
We love you.
So thank you all for doing that, and everybody that came by and just, you know, gave me a silent head nod or a look. I you know, thank you.
Quite welcome.
Still no sound though. We're like mimed here.
So people are saying is no sound.
Yeah, they're all
Something's
saying.
happening. What's wrong?
Yeah.
Is Mercury in retrograde again?
My cat unplugged the speakers again. All over.
Got it. Got it.
I mean, that could be Tater. Your cat is fun.
That's it.
Jason its tail.
I don't know where he went. I'm afraid to yell his name because he'll come popping back out. But
No.
Oh, Caitlin's saying she can hear us. That's good.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no, wait, she can't. Sorry.
no sound for me. No sound.
Well,
Robert is looking into it.
Robert will make it fixed.
yes. Yes. If you guys can still hear us on YouTube, let us know.
Yeah.
Yep. YouTube's still working.
What is going on with Facebook? That's why we're
I
telling
know.
a lot of people
Weird
to
night
switch
tonight.
over to YouTube. The alerts are better. We actually, the minute the show goes live, you get an alert immediately. Facebook seems to always be behind, and the no sound thing. It's kind of weird that it's happened twice tonight. So definitely, you know, if you are watching, it's a better stream on YouTube.
And this whole thing is recorded, so in case you missed a little bit, go back, rewatch it, please.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So, guys, is there anything else that we want to add to tonight's show? I mean, we could also go into parties, events, all that other stuff. But I think
Well, I wanted to add one more thing. Yes, there's more.
Okay.
So when we talked about MHC, we
Yes.
forgot to also talk about the Friday night tour to the prison. Both
We did
prisons.
not talk about that, and that was another.
Oh, there is more.
There's more.
There's always more. Would you like me to do the honors?
Well, I think if people can hear us.
Yeah.
Well, definitely, if you stop by the booth, of course, you saw the Thursday pre-show tour, but Friday has been years in the making. Friday night, we are going to be spending at the